Tonight, we're a little over a month away from America's 250th birthday, and WDHN, along with our parent Nexstar, is planning a series of projects to celebrate the milestone. One of the projects focusing on a main street in the Wiregrass. WDHN's Robert Smith Jr. joins us live in the studio with more. What can you tell us, Rob?
Yeah, hey Camilla, we're taking you to the seat of Henry County, Abbeville, a town that is frozen in time. And I was able to sit with the richest man in Alabama to find out how his contributions paid off and put the city on the map. If you travel down Highway 431 in southeast Alabama, you may stumble across a small town, frozen in time, that's easy to miss if you don't know where to look.
We just saw the sign that said Abbeville and something about yellow lumber, and I said, why don't we just swing by, we've got time.
Turning off the highway next to a not-so-easy-to-miss wood treatment plant, you'll be transported back in time to a decade of malt milkshakes and soda fountains, the 1950s. Neon signs hang from each building, buzzing with nostalgia, advertising brands that were once popular and some that are still going strong today. However, this blast from the past is not thanks to Doc Brown and his DeLorean, but instead can be contributed to the dream of a wood treatment magnate. This is Jimmy Rain, the lover of all things old and former CEO of Great Southern Wood Preserving.
It almost resembles the way it looked when I was a boy, about 1955, 56, 57, 58. It was a very vibrant, thriving community, full of merchants and shops and farmers, and it was an absolute wonderful place to grow up.
Today, walking through the time capsule of downtown, you feel the sense of the community that Rain and so many others in the town hold dear. Everyone seems to know each other. The editor of the last local newspaper could probably tell you the life story of the gas station owner across the street. This town could be compared to something like Mayberry, and you wouldn't be surprised to come across Andy Griffith and Barney Fife patrolling the streets in downtown Abbeville. On the average day, both locals and travelers from New York to California walk up and down Kirkland Street, stopping at window displays and looking up at neon signs to take a trip down memory lane. This is true for Georgian Nita Anderson, who decided to make an on-the-whim pit stop while heading home from a family beach trip.
I like the Sinclair gas station. That is just too cool. And then all the old signs, that things I had forgotten, like Buster Brown shoes and Frigidaire, just cars and things like. You just, when you don't see them, you forget them. And it just brought it all back to me. And I like I said, I just think it's really a great opportunity to just take a few minutes, relax, and step back.
Anderson says her favorite part of the trip was the fully restored Sinclair gas station, a place where you could once fill your car tank with gas, but now, over 50 years later, it's a place to fill up on energy and wellness drinks. But downtown Abbeville was not always the destination spot for families and tourists that it is now. In the 1980s and 90s, downtown Abbeville's heartbeat has slowed to a snail's pace after the passage of the North America Free Trade Agreement that eliminated trade and tariff barriers between Canada, Mexico, and the United States. Rain says the passage of NAFTA eventually resulted in the closure of a textile mill his father helped bring in the 1950s, which at one time employed over 1,400 people.
It was like a depression around here. I mean, jobs vanished, shops closed. Obviously, farms had been sold and consolidated. And if you had ridden through Abbeville, Alabama in 1996, you would have locked your doors and kept going, because it was burned out buildings, boarded up buildings. There were no trees, the sidewalks were cracked, the power lines were everywhere. You could throw a rock all downtown and not hit anything.
After seeing how far the town had fallen, Rain saw the potential in the empty downtown area and decided it was time for a change.
I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something.
He started small, purchasing and renovating one building on the main strip to house one of his Yellowwood departments. From there, it was a domino effect. As his business continued to grow, his revitalization efforts grew with it, purchasing buildings for his business, rentable spaces for shops and eateries, and facades, adorned and beloved neon signs.
It was a labor of love to me. It sort of created a momentum and a fever, and it began to catch on. And then other people wanted to do the same thing. And so as a result, what now, nearly 30 years later, this is what what you see. And it's now, again, a wonderful place to be.
And why did the richest man in the Yellowhammer State dedicate so much time and money into this dream? That could be a question to many, but to Rain, the answer is simple.
It seemed like that would be very obvious to me. Would you rather have a big number on a page somewhere that says this represents, I don't know, dollars? It's a number on a page. Or would you rather have a vibrant, beautiful community with people thriving and going and walking the streets, taking pictures, and lives being transformed, businesses thriving, homes being restored, rebuilt? I would exchange numbers on a page for that every time.
And when the sun goes down and Abbeville's neon world sparks to life, it's a view that not even Rain could put a price on.
And Abbeville was a beautiful place at night because all of the signs were lit up. And I remember, you know, when you would come, my dad had a restaurant on the corner uptown, and of course it was always open at night, and Abbeville was just a beautiful place.
These signs light up the darkened sky in a vibrant display of all colors, illuminating families in neon splendor as they stroll down the sidewalk fiending for a sweet treat at Huggin' Molly's. This staple of downtown Abbeville, named after a Southeast Alabama legend originating from Abbeville of a woman dressed in all black who lost her children and would chase others through the dark streets in a desperate attempt to find her own, grabbing the children and screaming in their ear with the threat of stealing them away into the night.
I'm sure that part of that legend was to make sure the children didn't stay out after dark, but it stuck. And so if you lived here and grew up, everybody knew about Huggin' Molly.
Another downtown beacon that lights up the sky is the Archie, a rebuilt movie theater, reminiscent of a night at the Apollo, a place where you could at one time have enjoyed a glass bottle Coke and a box of popcorn while catching Audrey Hepburn on the silver screen. But now, the Archie is just a facade, like several storefronts scattered along Kirkland Street. But to Rain, the neon is not just a reminder of his childhood. It is a shield that staves off a possible return to Abbeville's darker days.
It was just a dark, drab place, a dying place. And to me, light signifies life.
At the end of the day, Rain says he does not have any grand illusions of the impact Abbeville might have on the rest of the country, but says he is hopeful that this small town signifies what America stands for.
What it means to me is that this is truly the America. And I think everyone, whether you're in New York City or whether you're in Abbeville, whether you're in Montgomery or Abbeville or any place, you want to have a sense of community. You want to have a sense that you live in a place where people care about each other. They care about their town, their state, their country.
And what does the future look like for Abbeville?
I hope it's pretty bright.
As bright as the neon signs that line the main street.